Hey y'all, it's Hummy, and we're getting ready to move on to the next step in our preparation for designing some important things that we need to learn before we can design. Of course, we chose our designer name and created a logo, and we learned about copyright and our terms of use, which I have mine here on the desktop. And then we needed to have a spot to share our files, so we all created a blog. You put into the blog whatever effort you wanted to. If you weren't real serious about it, you just created a basic blog. You can always play with it later, go forward with all those other tutorials I shared, and have fun with it. Don't get too addicted. Next, we need to get ready to share the files we create. You have a place to create them. You have a name to give them out as. Now we need to learn how to actually share them. And so what we're going to do first is to create some folders, and we are going to get our files ready to be uploaded. And so I'm going to right click, and I am in Windows. I imagine a Mac people are very similar. And I'm going to go to New and Folder, and I'm going to title this Hummy's Test Kit. Okay, just for the purposes of this tutorial. Now, I want to point out the importance of file names. You want to have your designer name as the beginning of each and every folder and each and every file name. I know when I first started scrapping, I thought I'd have this grand way of organizing all of my stuff, and I separated all of the kits. Well, I ended up getting some things into files and they were just called button. I had no idea who I had gotten that button from. So you may know how to download and do things now and organize them appropriately, but you have to remember there's a lot of people out there that are newbies and haven't experienced this yet, and so you need to help them by naming everything appropriately. And you would want to name it with your designer name first, then the name of the kit, and then the file type. And so if you had a button that was in your birthday kit, for instance, I would name it Hummy's Birthday Button or Hummy's Birthday Paper 1, whatever the name of your kit is, so that every element you make in every kit is going to have a unique name. Nothing's going to be the same name, because you will get people who will take everything out of the folders and dump all the kits together into one folder, and you have to help them along there by having everything have a unique name. So I have a folder here, my Hummy's Test Kit, and I have my terms of use. Note it also has my designer name on it. If you have specialized terms of use for certain kits because you've used certain commercial use products, you're going to want to maybe put the designer name in this file name also. So I'm going to drop that into my folder. Now I want to talk a little bit too about your folders in here. You're going to have in here a lot of various things that you've created, if this is a complete kit, and Sometimes the designers will include subfiles inside this, or subfolders inside this folder. I do like to have all of my alphabet in a subfolder, so I might create another folder in here and call it Hummy's Test Kit Alphabet. Okay, and then I'm going to have all of the alphabet in here. Now, some designers like to put all their papers in a folder and put all of their elements in a separate folder. For me personally, when I unzip those things, I have to spend a lot of time putting them all back together. I don't think there's any controversy about wanting those alphas in a folder by themselves, but I think that it's personal taste. Some people like that, some people don't. So you have to decide how you want to do it for yourself. Want to mention, when you are creating these folders, generally you do not want the folder to be more than 30, I believe it's 30-40 KBs. You see, this one's only 3. So I got a lot of room to put things in here. So when you go into stores and you buy kits and you have 4 downloads, the reason for that is because they have way too many files, which is great, because if you're making that purchase, then you're getting a good bargain for what you've purchased. So if you are sharing something, a kit, and it's 60 KBs large, then you might want to provide 2 downloads for it. The reason for that is that the downloads will time out on you. So the people will begin downloading it and it'll time out and they won't be able to get their download. Especially slower internet connections that take a long time. So that is something to remember when you are packaging up these things. Now, the next thing I want to share with you, I'm going to open up this Internet Explorer box, a brand new one, and it comes up here to my Yahoo, but I'm going to go to my website. And once we get there, my computer runs slow while I'm doing my recording software. But what I want to teach you next is something that I feel is very important for you to put in each kit, and that is to create an internet shortcut to your site. It would be either your site, your blog, your store. Maybe you'll have more than one. If you have a store, if you have more than one store, because you're selling it more than one place, you're going to have one for each of them, plus one for your blog. Or you may just want one for your blog, and then they can find out where your stores are from your blog. Whatever it is to help people find you, because if they're using your free stuff and they want, I have even places saved for people that just give out freebies and don't even sell, because I think their freebies are so awesome, and I kind of want to find my way back there. And so in order to create this, there are a couple ways. You can find and this is very similar in Firefox too. You can find a blank space on the page. Of course, if I would go here to this button and right click, I'm going to get different choices, and that's not what I want. So I have too much going on my computer right now. Okay, and so I'm going to right click and choose create shortcut, and it's going to come up and ask me if I want to put this shortcut on my desktop, and I'm going to say yes. And I'm going to come back down here, and there is my shortcut. It's named 2 because I actually have another one out here that I put out here earlier. The alternative to that is if you make your window smaller by using this middle tab on your browser, you can come right up here to the URL and click down and just drag it out to the desktop. You see what it does? It changes to this type of cursor, and you let go, and it's asking me if I want to copy and replace it because I already have one there, and then it appears right there. Delete this one. I'm going to put that right there in my download. So in every download that you have, you're going to want that link to your URL so that people can just click on this and it'll go straight to your site and your terms of use and then all your files. Now, next step that we need to do is to zip it up. Now, there are programs out there for zipping. Mac users, I'm not a Mac user, so you're going to have to give in the forum what you have available to kind of help each other. And but it's probably very similar to this. I've been on a Mac computer before and I've seen it, and they work very similar. In Windows, all versions of Windows come with a zipping program and an unzipping program, and most people don't know that they're there, but it's really easy to do. I'm just going to right click on my file, and I'm going to go to Send to Compressed Zip Folder, and it came in here off the screen. Let me drag it in, and there is my zipped file. There's my original one. This is the zipped file, and it was that easy. It's all zipped up and ready to be uploaded. So now let's talk about uploading. You have to have somewhere to upload this to share it. And I've actually got, let me close that Internet Explorer box. And I will give you this list in the form. I've actually got some tabs here ready to show you some various choices. Your first choice is to have your own hosting. Of course, that's the best choice. And it's actually a nominal cost. I'm right here at GoDaddy, which is a popular one, and there's lots of popular ones out here. And I think, let's click on web hosting and see what it gives us. Down here it gives us the plans, and you can get 2 years worth at $4.49 a month. Or so, well, we can even go, I don't know who can do their math. Let's see. Calculator. Let's call up the calculator because I'm not good at math. You might be able to be. So if you went even 1 year at 4.74 times 12, $56, and you would have your hosting for an entire year. And you can see that the more out you go, the less it costs. And this is going to be more than plenty of space and lots of room for bandwidth. So that's one choice if you're going to be paying that. Why is this not? There it goes. Previously, everybody in the digital scrapbooking world used forshared.com. I even used forshared.com. Well, twice they have been hit with hackers who have uh, had viruses downloading to your computer. And the first time that was fine, I got over it. The second time it happened really made me scared of ForShared, and I tell you, I will hesitate to go download if your stuff is there now. And if I feel that way, there's a lot of people that may feel that way, and I won't download unless I really have to have it. I won't download it from ForShared, and so that is something to consider. The top choice now seems to be this box.net, and I really like it when I go to these sites and download it from box.net. I think here's pricing. You can get the light one for free and 1 gigabyte of storage. Each folder that's zipped up must be 25 megabytes or less. I think I said KBs earlier, I meant megabytes. So that folder that we were looking at on our desktop would have to be 25 megabytes or less before you zipped it. And public file sharing. So you could come here and use this. Note right here, if you want to pay for it, $9.95 a month. You remember when we were over here at $4.99 a month? That's for a monthly, but the more you pay, if you pay for a year, it was what? 2 years, it was $4.50 a month. Much cheaper than utilizing this service. And so that's why I want to point that stuff out ahead of time so you can decide for yourself what you want to do. But if you're not serious about really getting into it, the free version might just be right for you. File Saver is another one that you can use that's free that I see a lot of people using. I'm not sure what its terms are. I've played with it. I don't know why I didn't keep using it, but that's another choice. You can discuss it in the forum if you play with it and let us look. It says 10 gigabytes, and let us know what you think of it. Another one that's popular in the digital scrapbooking world right now is mediafire.com. You can I had to sign in to get to this page to see for the prices. I actually had an account here, so I guess I'd already used it once. I don't remember what I thought of it. Basic account for free. They do have that, and you can use it. You can see here the next one up is $6.97 a month. And I do know a lot of people will utilize this one also. It seems to be working well. Another great free option, which I've actually used, is Microsoft itself. Microsoft actually has a file sharing site called SkyDrive. And I'm logged in, so we got all this funky stuff up here. But if you go to skydrive.live.com and sign in with your Microsoft ID, that might be the same one you have for a Hotmail or a live address if you use some of other Microsoft's live products. And you can see I have some folders here. It's actually a little network. You can see other people here in the digital scrapbooking world have been uploading things. I'm going to go to, I guess, my documents, and I don't think that's it. Public. Oh, and here I actually still have a freebie up there, and so when I click on it, oh, look, see, there's the comments. I can then click on share, and here is the code that I would give out to give to other people. I think this also will get you there. Or you can email yourself a link to the item and then use that link. So there's lots of different ways to do that. So that's a great free choice. The disadvantage with this one is that you do not get any stats. You do not get to know how many people downloaded. That I'm not so with this plan. I'm sure you do. With this site, I'm not sure that you do either. And of course, with this site, you would also. But with this, you know, to some people that's important. To some people, not so important. If you have those stats on your blog, you'll be able to see how many people came to your site, and you can kind of guess that many people downloaded. Used to get hung up on those downloads. Learned that it's just stressful to look at the download numbers, and I don't really care anymore. It's funny. But it can be addictive to see how many, wow, 300 people came and downloaded it. Wow, can't believe that many people actually like what I made, and so it can be addictive to keep wanting to get more and more downloads. And what happens is then you get very few comments of thanks, and you get to see the figures on the percentages of how many download versus how many say thanks, and then you begin getting depressed. And I just would care less now how many downloads I get. For those that are serious in designing, you might want to know, because then that's going to give you an idea what the people like out there. If one product gets more downloads than another, well, then that's going to give you an idea of what kind of thing that you might want to be making. So it's all personal, what works best for you. Let's move on. If you have your own hosting, you have to have what's called an FTP, file transfer protocol, I think it is. See, and this is a free FTP software program that is an open source, and this is actually what I use. And this is the URL here, if you can see it, FileZilla project or -project.org. And we're going to take a look at that here. So you remember I have my files on my desktop, my zip file, and I'm actually logged in to my, let's see, can I make this smaller? Yeah, but then you can't see it very well. I'm actually logged into my web server already. You'll put the information here from your host and connect. This side is your computer on the left, and this side is your server. And it's as easy as dragging. I have a folder on my server here called this. I just put it as a random thing, and I actually have some of my recent freebies in there. Probably should be taking some of them out. I'm going to just right click and delete, and that is now off my server, and it no longer is going to work on my blog. So you can see that it's really easy, user-friendly. And so here's the folders, and you navigate down, and I've navigated to my desktop, and let me refresh my desktop, and there you can see is that test kit with the zip file that I just made. And all I'm going to do is drag it over here, and then down here, oh, it happened so fast you didn't even see it, but if it's a large file, you'll see it transferring. And then over here is the successful transfers. So I now know that that is on my server. It's just that simple. So let's put this file on my blog post. So the next thing I have here is a blog post, and I'm going to title it my test file for class, whatever, something like that. And then you type about it. Yay, today is a great day. You type all about it. You use this and upload your preview to it, and then you say download or whatever you want to say. Highlight the words that you've chosen and hit the link button. In the link button, I'm going to type the URL www.hummiesworld.com because that's where I have uploaded it. \. Now you'll recall I had a funky folder name, so I'm going to Control C. I'm going to minimize this again, go back in there, and that's my folder name. So I have my root name and my folder name, and now I need to put my file name. And you want to make sure that file name has the .zip at the end. And so if you're copying this from your desktop, you're not going to see that .zip. And there's the URL that goes to my zip file. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to give it a label for my sidebar maybe, and publish it. Let's go out to the test blog and scroll down there, and you're going to see there it is clickable, and I can test it, and it opens up and it works fine. So it's that simple. Of course, you don't want to go download that because there's nothing in there. You saw me put it together. But your lesson for this lesson 4 is to create a test file, and in the test file I want to see your internet shortcut and your terms of use. Zip it up, upload it somewhere, and you can either put the link to it on your blog or you can put it right there in the forum. It's up to you. Rather than putting it here, I could have just shared this link right here in the forum for everybody. That would have been fine too. However you want to share it, just show to me as a requirement for this lesson that you can zip something up and share it. And you're going to need to choose your hosting. If I wanted to do this here, I'll go back to my public, and this is just an example about how one of these other services might work. Add files. Wants me to drop files there. Okay, so I'm going to drop that over there. There it is. Click upload and click on this. Click on it again. Nope, it's downloading. I can either use this here or I can click share and copy this HTML. Go back to my Blogger, make sure I'm in the edit HTML, and then this is sample 2, put that in there, click post, and you can see this shows up as a little icon, which is kind of cool. And so people can click right on that, and it actually takes them over to SkyDrive. But that is another way to do that. So each file sharing thing has its own way of giving you its link. And so I don't care what you choose to download or to upload for sharing, But take your time, decide how you want to do it, give me a test file, and we'll mark you off as credits. And we're very close to getting ready to actually do some designing and creating lessons now. So have fun and see you around the next corner.